All right, hello, welcome everyone. Turn on the music here. Hello and welcome everyone to the first ever live letter from the producer show here. We are so excited to share with you all the new features coming to Final Fantasy XIV. We're so excited. We have a lot of new features, some collaborations to share with you, some huge secrets as well, some things we haven't really talked about, but we're excited to reveal them today. So there will be some big announcements, so stick around for that. But hi, I am Yoshi P, and again, I'm so excited this is always my favorite time of the year, my favorite time of the month. We don't do these yearly. To get to talk with y'all and communicate with the player base, and so we can have a kind of a player base to producer way of communicating with each other and seeing how you feel about things and be able to see your initial reaction. I love seeing that every time I get to be here today. Let's go ahead and get started with MSQ. We're not going to talk much about this, but we wanted to jump in and just start talking about just a little overview of what to expect in the MSQ. Of course, we don't want to spoil anything, but we're going to give you a little overview of what to expect, but not too much. So don't worry about being spoiled. No spoilers here. Maybe later on we will give a little spoiler warning for those who haven't finished Endwalker. New main scenario quest. Something catastrophic is underfoot. So that is kind of the very vague thing that's going on. There's something bad happens. And there will be many trials that you face on your journey, and you need to find the truth through the power of friendship. So we have this reoccurring theme of the power of friendship. It's going to come back again. Something really, bad happens, and you're going to face many trials, and the power of friendship will help you. How that happens, you'll have to find out on your own. But that is kind of the premise. We do have some translations here for our slides. It's just this slide and I think the next one as well. They're not all translated, but this one is. I am for one hyped to eat bread while watching the world die. Finally, I can relate to my worry of light. Yeah, we felt like that would be a very relatable experience. Something that people could, and we're trying to bring that more into the game. Elements that feel like something that is relatable, and we felt like moments in the game that feel real can really be powerful, like eating bread, sitting by while the world's burning. We felt like that would be a really something people can connect to, something people can sit back and say, I can see myself in this character, I can see myself doing this. And we felt like that's powerful. We want you to be able to connect with the Warrior of Light and feel like there's some aspect of you within the character, and we feel like that was a great this is a great start to that. I guess we feel like maybe we haven't done that enough, and you're going to see that later on in our slides. Now that you brought that up, you're going to see that a little bit later on in some of our slides of making the game a little bit more connecting to our audiences, especially our Western audiences. We really want to connect more with. All right, so this is just the overview of the MSQ, and we hope you enjoy it. Again, we don't like to share too much. We do have a new image to share with you. We have one image to share with you of the MSQ to get you, just to give you a little idea of what to expect. And here it is. We have a new image of this stone wall. But there's lots of mysteries here. We don't know who could be behind this stone wall, what it could be holding, who built the stone wall, who laid the foundation, or who wrote the blueprints for the stone wall. A lot of mysteries to be held behind the lore here, and we felt like this was a great opportunity for you as a player base to speculate about what's to come. There's a lot here. Looking in the crevices, looking maybe in between. There's a lot to see here. Who could be behind it? Who built this? Whose family line created this wall? And again, just a reminder, these development screenshots are subject to change. Things could change. The bricks, this could change to bricks, or it could stay stone, or it could be not stone in the future. I think you see Tataru's face hidden in the crevices. Maybe We're not saying anything. Can you tell us a bit about the thought process that led to this scene in the screenshot without spoiling? I can say that something happens. It's a large thing and quite a big thing. It's not a small thing, but it's quite large on the scale of bigger than small. So that's a best example that I can give you. So large scale, bigger than small, not medium, but larger, but large on a big scale of grand. All right, we have new armor. Now, going away from MSQ, we do have new tombstone armor that we would like to reveal today. It's something the writers team especially was really excited about, that they actually got involved in. And here's our new armor, our new tombstone armor. They all do look the same, but this is something that the writers team was really excited to reveal, because they realized that as much as we've had some armor that was featured in original art in the game that the Warrior of Light wears, they've realized that they've wanted something that they can say that this is canon for the Warrior of Light. And they just haven't been able to make something, some tombstone armor that they could say, okay, this is canon, the Warrior of Light would wear this. And so we have made this plot armor. That's the name that the team decided. It's a canon wear for the Warrior of Light. It's derivative of some past lore that we've gone through in the MSQ, some past elements, and it's just kind of, they feel like this is what the Warrior of Light and maybe some other of the Scions would wear in the story. And we can actually see Alfie and Alize here sporting, they're doing a good job, they're being great sports, sporting these this garb. We asked them very nicely to put it on, and they're doing a great job. And again, this will be tombstone armor, so you'll have to gain the cap of 450 tombstones. That's not changing, and then you can get your plot armor and put that on. But next, we have some graphical updates we want to share with you. We have a whole section on graphic updates for the game. We've already started in ARR, but we want to share with you some wonderful character updates on what your character will look like going into the future. We have worked on it some more, and we have almost finished, though again, these are subject to change, but this is going to be our changes coming to your actual character. As we see before, the character, it's kind of clay-like. It doesn't look bad. Nothing. We don't think this looks bad, but we want to move it in a direction of realism, not so realistic, but pretty realistic. I mean, we want you to be able to connect realistically with your character and say like, hey, that's something that I can see myself in this character. Add more features to character creation and say like, hey, this is something that I can connect with and see myself in. So you see the hair is, again, there's not as much texture to the hair. It feels kind of stiff. It doesn't look like there's a lot of movement to it. The skin, of course, I think looks great, but it's a little clay-like. You don't see the skin texture. We want to bring that out. We want to bring more of that out, and the game designers always have wanted to do that, but now they get the full opportunity to now. So here is our after. This is what we've been working on. Here is our full, this is what we're going for. It's a really realistic take on our characters. We really want to bring out every feature in your character, make your characters pop and have kind of a very HD look at, what the devs really want your characters to look like. We have kind of, blemishes and more shadows as well, more additions to be added in character creation. You can even go to Jondeland and add some of these features as well. We're gonna be adding a whole section to edit your character some more. But yeah, this is the direction we're going in. We may edit back a little bit, but this is the direction we're going in with the graphical updates, and we hope that you're excited about those. We're very excited to improve the look of our game, the lighting, everything about that. We do have some more graphical updates to share with you. We have some environmental graphics from some new things coming to the ARR maps. we have done some graphical updates with the lighting in the old ARR maps and, the grass, and adding some extra elements and some props. But we want to go back and add some more kind of props and, boxes, stuff like that to add and make the world feel more alive. So we're going to show you some images from the quicksands. That's the one place the devs have been working very hard on, to add some elements to make it feel like the culture of the quicksands. We also have Limsa Lemons at Aetheryte Plaza that we're going to share with you as well. And we're excited. The devs have been working very hard on this, and they've really brought the imagination out of the quicksands, and it looks amazing. So we have a couple images of the quicksands. Here's the first one. So this is the quicksands. This is right outside, kind of like on the stairs. We're adding some extra NPCs here to liven up, to make it feel like what the devs really feel, what they imagine the quicksands to be like. We have some extra props as well, some as you can see, some things that weren't there before, and we have also some references to other games. You may see Cloud walking around as well. You can say hi. We wanted to have some collaborations from other Final Fantasy games, and we're actually going to be adding some Final Fantasy VII characters to the quicksands, including Cloud, who will always be there. Yes, Skeleton Glam is coming. This is a new NPC, but we will announce now that Skeleton Glam is coming. You can be a skeleton and be the skeleton you've always wanted to be. Yeah, Chill Skeleton is a new NPC. There's actually a new side quest with Chill Skeleton. We won't give that away, but you can go and talk to Chill Skeleton. That's actually their names. Y'all got it right. Good job. Wonderful job. You can go talk to Chill Skeleton, and they'll give you a quest to go and venture to some places in Ul'dah and do some dirty deals with them. So this is the first look at the quicksand. We also have, we have other characters around here, and they'll be meandering about. You can interact with them. Some will just be doing their own thing, like we typically do with characters, but some you will be able to quest with or interact with, to again add some extra lore about the quicksands. And we're adding this into some other areas as well, but the quicksands we felt like was the best example that gives you the best visual of what we're trying to do. Here's another image. This is inside the quicksands. We have we've added some more life in the quicksands to really make it feel alive, make it feel like what they imagined the quicksands to be when we originally created it. This is really what we wanted to do. We just couldn't add all of this stuff because we just couldn't have all of this stuff here. But we've added a few more NPCs and some stuff on the countertops. You're going to see that as well. Some elements on the countertop, some interactive items as well. This is not a new Play Dead pose. This is just an NPC, but we will consider adding this Play Dead pose to the game. If people really want it, we may add it. But we have some things on the ground. We can see some trash in the ground as well. We felt like that really made it feel like, again, how the quicksands was originally imagined. So get ready for that. There's some more quest givers here as well that the writers team has added along with the graphics team to really flesh out the area. As again, remember when we made ARR, we had limited time and we just weren't able to flesh out our vision, the vision we really wanted. And this is we're just really happy to be able to go back and flesh out some of these places that in our heads is all there, but we just weren't able to give it all. And we're really so excited to give it all. Now we have Limsa Lemenza, Aetheryte Plaza. We just have one image of this. So we have a ton of NPCs we're adding to Limsa Lemenza. We've realized that, or we know that, as we all know, Limsa is a port city. We have a lot of coming and going and trade. It's a huge trade city. There's a lot of trade cities in 14. In Eorzea in our world, but Limsa is a huge trade port. As we know, all of the quests are about trade and pirates and just that's the world of Limsa. And we wanted to add some life, some models around, some characters around Limsa to liven it up, especially whenever it's not there's not a lot of people, because we do realize this is a huge hub for people, and not just, you know, the game, but also the story. This is a place where people meet and people travel to. This is a hub, a refuge for people. So we felt like adding some extra characters that match the vibe that's already there, so people could, these NPCs can blend in very well with the player base who's already there. And so this is just a preview. These are all new NPCs. We may be adding more, but these are all set, and we're pretty sure these are all going to be there, and set characters. We also have some flying elements in the sky that you'll see. Oh, as it is a port city for boats, it is also a port city for airships flying in and out. But we realize in our cities, and you're going to see this in other places as well, we've realized that you weren't able to see those flying away. So they're not just in the docks, in the airship docks, but you can also see them flying through the sky, to add some life and to the city as well. So that's there, and yeah, we hope that it adds some, that you are able to enjoy Limsa even more with adding more life and hustle and bustle. We have a new, as I was talking about before, there is new housing updates coming to the game, and we know with the whole, we really did mess up with the housing glitch in last patch, and we're really working on fixing it and getting everyone's kind of housing sorted. But we felt like that wasn't enough. We felt like we really needed to give back to the community, and we have new housing updates that we've planned for 7.0. And I sat with the team and said, you know, I feel like we need to push this forward and give the community something back as a thank you for being patient. And so we actually are giving you not just more houses or a new housing ward, but a whole new housing area coming next patch. It's already ready. The dev team did such a wonderful job. We felt like, hey, let's just go ahead and release it to give everyone more housing, as we felt like people just want more houses. This is a huge ask, and we have been listening, and we've worked really hard to push this out. And this is an area that has been heavily asked for, as we felt like this would really connect with the player base on a very personal level, to connect with everyone. So drum roll everyone, the new housing district area is the slums of Yulmore. Congratulations everyone who's been wanting this. We're really excited to share this new housing experience with you all. So let's go over it. What to expect with the slums of Yulmore. Live the Eorzean dream. Build your life from the bottom up. So that's the theme here with the slums of Yulmore. It is about building from the bottom up, and you're going to see that theme in housing going forward. We have some more updates to share with you in a couple more slides. So we wanted to connect with Western audiences a lot more, and we felt like this was a great opportunity to do that, was with the slums of Yulmore. We felt like we wanted to provide an authentic experience that would connect with our player base, and we felt like building from the bottom up was a great way and a great theme that people could say, you know, I can relate with that. I can see that. Basically, this is cheaper living with upgrades to reward good behavior. So you can get, we have some, we'll explain this a little bit more in a few slides coming forward. Let's go and explore. All right, so here we are, and we just want to show you some of the housing features. And a lot of these houses are just open, so you can go in. There's no lock on them, which is different from our other housing experiences. This is Komet. This is one of our devs, and they've actually been adding some housing items to their house here. We have some nice little pieces here and some wall decorations here. This is really nice. This board, this designed board here that they've added to their walls. And we're adding some different customizable features. We have this lovely rug with some ground items, and we have some tabletop items here with this nice table. This is about the average size of a room in the slums of Yulmore. That's kind of what you can expect. Now this house is closed, but they're closed until they're purchased. We do have some devs who have purchased some homes because they were just so excited about this that they went ahead and got on their characters and got, you know, made themselves their own homes here. Here's another open home for one of our devs. They're not here currently, but they've added some drapes here on the walls. We have a cooking station here, and some sacks here, some rope. And let's show you where our vendors are, where you can pick up these items. Oh, Coraloo. Yeah, this is our vendor here. So you can purchase some housing items from them, and they'll pick it out of this rubble here, and you can bring it to your house. We also have some tents as well, as you can see. So these are the smaller, these are the cheaper houses, and these are the larger houses over here. So you can live in a tent here, which are a bit smaller, but more affordable. And if you move over to the edge over here, you're going to see some more tents, tent living, which we found a nice authentic experience for everyone. And we have different sized tents as well. We have small tents, medium sized tents, and large tents. We also have some mansion tents somewhere. This may be a mansion tent. I'm not sure. Is this a mansion tent? I think it is. And we have some vendors here. We have an apothecary, just like we would have in any ward. And we have a fishing dock here to fish. And we have, of course, we have aetherites in every section of our housing ward. Here's our one aetherite that you can teleport here, one of our tent districts. We do have shared yards, so you do have to share yards with other people, but you can collaborate and make cool yards with your neighbor. There's not a lot of light in the district, so once it does get dark, it is much harder to see. We do have some lights on the houses here. We felt like too much light would ruin the immersion, so we just added only a few lights for you to be able to see. And we have a nice stage up here, as you can see. Just walk up here, and we have a nice little performance stage. So if bards want to play here, you can have some events with your FC. So we decided to add a little stage here, along with some shops underneath the stage, and some quests here. Some of the shop givers do give some quests that you can go on around the town. All right, let's go over some new housing features. As we've been talking about it, now we can go a little bit more in depth on the new features for this expansion, because we are really rehauling housing. Since we have been changing it, we really feel like we need to go the further step. And with this new housing area, we wanted to take the extra step and really immerse the audience into the experience. So we have new housing mortgages. Pay the full price gradually over a monthly period. If you miss a payment and lose points, you lose points towards housing upgrades. So basically, if you can't afford a full price of a house, you can pay it over a monthly period. So you can pay it monthly, but if you don't end up paying that, you will lose your points for housing upgrades. So you won't be able to get a medium house if you have a small house, or a larger house, or a mansion. So be sure that you do pay those prices if you do decide to buy a property that you are not able to afford. This just keeps, we just felt like this would add a competitive element to the game and keep you on your toes. We really wanted housing to feel like the other content, and add a level of excitement and a level of keeping yourself on the edge of your seat, as it is, it's a game. We wanted it to feel like a game as well. And another feature we do have is housing evictions. We do have this already in the game if you are not online for a period of time, but we wanted to add a little bit extra elements to it. So if you fail, along with the housing mortgages, if you failed too long to pay those prices, you will be evicted, since we want to give that to someone else. And it just adds a level of realism to the world. We wanted to connect with our Western audiences, or just really our whole audience base, and really have you really immersed in the world and it feel like a real authentic housing experience. Along with these new updates, we do have a new job category. We have our Disciple of Land in Hand, and we have a new category with that. We have our Disciple of Real Estate, our new housing, a new housing job category specifically for housing. We have one job that is going to be is going to be a part of this category, and we do plan for more of these jobs. And let's go over what that job is. This is the house flipper job. And again, this is a job specifically for housing content. We've never done this before. We've only had, of course, gathering and crafting jobs. And we have our special action gentrification, which is, we'll go over that. That's to upgrade evicted houses into larger plots. So when do you use this gentrification ability? When do you use this is to keep those with low housing points from taking plots from you. So this is a great competitive way for us to keep people on their toes and really make this feel like an authentic housing experience. This is bringing a competition to Final Fantasy XIV housing again. So really making this a game. We want this to feel like a game for everyone. And we've realized we haven't done a great job of adding the game element to it. And again, more jobs will be added in the future, but this is just the first start of it. And you'll see more abilities with the special action of gentrification, but that is the main ability that everything kind of works around. But you're able to so basically, if you see a house, a smaller house, you're able to upgrade it to a medium, or a medium to a large, to keep people from purchasing those plots from you. So if you have a lot and you see maybe 20 people on a large plot, you can upgrade those smaller plots. So and even more, you don't even have to buy those. You can just upgrade them and maybe buy more for yourself or other people. In the next patch, we do have some new housing items. We have one to share with you since it was designed by one of our wonderful players. We did do a housing design contest for housing items, but we do have some other items that will be featured in the patch notes. So be sure to read the patch notes whenever they do come out. But here is our new indoor porch swing that we'll be adding to the game. Thank you so much. That was created by Hugh Janus. Thank you, Hugh Janus, for creating this wonderful indoor porch swing. I guess it can't be called a porch swing since it isn't on a porch itself. But if you create an indoor porch, you can call it an indoor porch swing. We'd never seen, we thought it was very creative. We've never seen a porch swing that looked like this, or any swing. We thought, we actually called it Nomura, and we were like, this kind of looks like the same kind of, inspired by Nomura and the belts and straps of his designs. And they actually said, Hugh Janus actually said like this was inspired by Nomura. You can sit back. We do have some leg rests for you as well. It's very interactive. You can stand up and swing. There's actually going to be a bar above the screen with different emotes and poses you can use while you relax and enjoy your day in your home. Again, claps in chat, applause in chat for Hugh Janus. Congratulations on your design being chosen to be featured in the game. We know people will be excited for this. This is nothing like we've seen before. And the design team was just really wowed by it and was very excited to feature it in the game. We have some new quests coming to the game. We do have some new tribe quest, and this may be not what people expected, but we wanted to reveal it today. This will be for gathering. This will be a gathering job quest, or tribe quest, not job quest. And it will be the Dead Dragon Tribe Ghost Quest. This is, before we go forward, this is a spoiler for Endwalker. So if you haven't finished Endwalker, there is some spoilers here. So just a warning, we will tell you when it's over. But this is the only spoiler here in this live letter. So if you haven't finished Endwalker, just look away for a moment and then come back. when we're done. But this is the new tribe quest. This is the Dead Dragon tribe quest. Again, not what people expected, but we felt like we hadn't done anything like this before. But let's go into it. Let's go into it. So this is the Dead Dragon tribe quest, located in Ultima Thule, as you know. A story about sadness without any hope of happiness. So we haven't actually done this before. We felt like this was a new story to be told, and a story we haven't told before. So you can basically the premise of the quest is that you use your tears to fill the watering hole so that they may remember the day they drank their own tears. So you can gather the tears of the dragons and pour it into the watering hole to kind of rebuild the watering hole for it only to be dried up once more. But it's a great reminder that, you know, sometimes things change nothing, but you feel everything. And even though the past is done, the future may also be painful as hell. So we thought this would be a great story we haven't told before. That, you know, even though the past is done, the future may be just as worse or even worse. And sometimes we just want to show a little bit of reality in the game, since this is all about tears. This whole quest is. So just be ready for that. It's going to be extremely sad and without any let up at all. Will the dead baby dragons be a part of it? Yes, dead baby dragons will be a part of this of this quest. You will see some dead baby dragons. Those will be a part. Some featured and reoccurring characters in the Dead Dragon tribe quest. So you can expect them. If that's someone that you were excited to see, they will be featured throughout the quest, throughout the world, and yeah, you will have to gather some as well throughout the world to create those tears from the dragons. Okay, we have some PvP updates. Any PvPers here? PvP? Anyone who has been doing the new crystalline conflict? We actually have a new job that we're adding to the PvP system. A new job that we're so excited to share with you. Something that has been requested quite often to be introduced into PvP. And here is the new job. The new job for the new PvP system is Blue Mage. We are adding Blue Mage into PvP. For all those Blue Mage lovers out there, we are adding Blue Mage into PvP to really shake things up into the new PvP system. A job that is not able to queue up for things, but you will now be able to queue up as a Blue Mage into any of the PvP content, whether that's Frontline or Crystalline Conflict. And here is the overview of what you can expect Blue Mages to do. So Blue Mage is coming to PvP. You can steal your opponent's abilities. If your ability is stolen by a Blue Mage, you lose that ability and must kill the Blue Mage to get it back. So it's almost like a capture the flag kind of job, but you can steal several of your opponent's abilities and even all of your opponent's abilities. You can steal several limit breaks. So you can have a White Mage limit break, as well as a warrior limit break on top of a ninja limit break, and you can all do those all at once. So you do need to make sure your Blue Mage does not die. I mean, this is a character that you probably want to keep alive and not lose all of their abilities. And you can have as many abilities and limit breaks as you want. So you can have pretty much everyone's limit break on your bar all at once. And you can steal limit break bars from others. So any like limit break, your energy that you gain from a limit break, you can actually absorb that energy from others and basically continually limit break forever until the sun don't shine. So if that's something that maybe you feel like that you would like, or a play style that you may like, Blue Mage may be for you. I don't know. It sounds like it might need to be buffed. You may be right. We are a little worried that it may not be strong enough, so we may need to add a few more features to it. But we're gonna start low and then build up on it, and see what the community reaction is. Did you say self-destruct is the new blue limit break? Well, you can have that is the new limit break. It's self-destruct. But you can guard your self-destruct. So you can guard and self-destruct and then stay alive, as you can steal everyone's guard. So you can steal about 5, up to like 7 or 8 guards and then continually guard nonstop, while also limit breaking, white mage limit breaking to keep yourself alive, and while also dark knight limit breaking to also stay alive, and warrior limit breaking to stun the team as well. So you can do all of that at once, which again, we're working on tuning it to maybe making it a little bit more powerful, because we do realize it may be a little bit vulnerable. I feel like it should be map wide. It is actually map wide. So the self-destruct is indeed map wide. So and it's on about a minute cooldown. So it's pretty long cooldown. So it's about a map wide self-destruct. But you can guard it. But there is no cast time on self-destruct. So you just have to know when it's coming. But you can guard the self-destruct and survive. But you just have to, again, know when it's coming, without any notice. All right, the new ultimate. Let's get excited. The new ultimate is for patch. This is coming out in patch 5.4. The new ultimate is Guildhest Gooboob's Revenge Ultimate. We felt like, the dev team felt like they needed to go back to, they wanted to go back to something that felt like didn't get enough love. They just haven't gotten enough love, and we wanted to bring the Guildhest to the ultimate level. Again, the main character of this is going to be the Gooboo. This is a story about the revenge of Gooboo and the continuous disrespect of Gooboos everywhere. And the whole team and characters, reoccurring Guildhest characters that you've seen, like the skeletons, the Void Scent from the Guildhest as well. So be sure to go and do the Guildhest and look and see what mechanics are there. There will be some reoccurring mechanics turned to an ultimate level. There's going to be a couple of dodges. This is going to be a very, very difficult ultimate, maybe our most difficult one. So let's talk about data center travel. I know everyone is so excited for this. We're so excited for you to be able to play with your friends, raid with your friends. And we know it's going to be easier to find statics. And we have some character models being shown within other data centers outside of their own. We actually went into the new dungeon with some of our characters. So here's a little preview. And again, just remember that these development screenshots are subject to change. You know, we're still working on some things. There's some things missing that we do need to work out before we continue with this. As you can see here, we do have some features missing here. But just remember, again, this could change. But we were able to put some of our characters in the world, and we're continually working on it. And we can see here as well, there's some things missing as well. Some features over here, and just some pixels over on the left here. We have our graphics designers are working on making sure that everything is transferred over properly. But we just wanted to show you physically to get you excited that it is working. And it'll be here very soon, and just to get you hyped for it, because we know this is something that we have had to delay in the past because of, you know, unfortunate circumstances. But it is working. It's gonna happen, and we know that you are super excited. Can I remove my head on command? Well, we don't have a command. We don't have a feature that can remove your head on command. It's kind of spontaneous, unfortunately, and something you can't really control at all. But you could lose your head or your arm or your leg, or, you know, your weapon, things in your inventory could go missing. You could lose your gill. So all that is possible right now, but we're working on fixing that so that doesn't happen come 6.18. But it could happen. You could lose your gill or your levels as well. That could happen. Your MSQ progress. Those are all things that have currently happened during testing. But, you know, we don't think it'll happen. It's happened about 80% of the time, but we feel like the 20% is pretty strong. All right, we have our new announcement. We're going to bring up the CEO now, and they're going to give you this big announcement of new changes coming to Final Fantasy XIV and Square Enix, mainly Square Enix. So I've only been told this is a Square Enix announcement, and they wanted to do it here. So they'll be here in just a moment. Hello, I am the CEO of Square Enix, and I'm here to announce a huge announcement about Square Enix. But I just want to thank everyone for your support with Square Enix and everyone who has supported our company and all of the things that have happened. Our player base, thank you so much for your support throughout the years. We have seen a pattern with other companies who have succeeded and who have merged with other wonderful big companies and have seen other people wanting to get into the gaming industry, and we want to welcome them in here at Square Enix. We have decided that we are going to join those collaborations, and we have been purchased by a company ourselves, and we're going to be adding this to our history as a company and joining the ranks at Berkshire Hathaway is going to be purchasing Square Enix and skyrocketing our gaming company into the future of gaming and beyond. This is going to be a huge change for our company, but this means that we can create more games for you, bigger games, more AAA titles, and bring in more money for ourselves so that we can give you more products for you. For Final Fantasy XIV, with this collaboration, we will be bringing a new collaboration to the game. As you know, Berkshire Hathaway owns things like Geico, Dairy Queen, and other franchises, and has a large stock with Kraft Heinz. So we're going to be doing a Kraft Heinz collaboration with Final Fantasy XIV. As you know, Heinz owns Heinz ketchup, so we are going to be giving away codes for their new holographic NFT meatloaf. And this is the reward for completing the event. But don't worry, this is not the NFT that you're thinking about. This is non-fat and tasty holographic meatloaf, not a non-fungible token. We promise. So don't worry. We hope that you enjoy this new collaboration. And don't worry, everyone will get this new NFT holographic meatloaf. Not only a select few, but everyone who participates in the event. With Berkshire Hathaway wanting to get into the gaming scene, they asked us, can we add one more thing to the plate? They want to create a new gaming console. And with that being said, Square Enix and Berkshire Hathaway have teamed up together to create this generation's newest gaming console. It is called the Artificial Network from Berkshire Hathaway. In other words, in short, it'll be called the Anne Hathaway, coming soon to you. And it will come with exclusive Square Enix titles and a copy of Final Fantasy XIV online for anyone who's ever wanted to purchase the game themselves. So I hope that you're excited for the Anne Hathaway as we are. It'll be coming within the year as it is already done with development. Thank you again. That is officially all for us today. From our announcement here from my office. We hope that you're excited as we are for this new chapter in Final Fantasy XIV history. Thank you, and have a great rest of your day. Well, that was that. I wasn't expecting that, but I hope you're all excited for that. That new change coming to our to Square Enix. First, I was also surprised as well. We have some new merch to show you today, and we have another collaboration. We have so many collaborations to share with you today. So many Final Fantasy Times collaborations, and this merch will be collaborating with Delta Airlines. This is our new merch out for you that's actually going to be released today. We've kept this a huge secret. But you can order your own private jet plane, Final Fantasy XIV private jet plane. We know that we felt like this would really connect with our player base. Here's a little details about it. Our Final Fantasy XIV times Delta collaboration. Final Fantasy and Delta Airlines private jet collaboration will be available on the MOG station after this live letter ends. So it'll be available right after this is over. It costs around 2.5 million US dollars, and its estimated arrival, it will be at some point it'll arrive, but we estimate it to be longer than expected. So it'll happen. We expect it to arrive within a certain point. If it may be a longer point in time or a very longer point in time, it may arrive, but we estimate it to be at a certain point in time that it'll arrive. And that's all we can expect at this point. Does that plane have an insurance plan with it, or am I just winging it when I fly it? I don't know if there is an insurance plan with it. You may just be winging it. You may have to purchase your own insurance. All right, again, thank you again for today, for being patient, and we will see you again next patch cycle, next major patch cycle for the 6.2 information, or the past 6.2's live letter. Into 6.3 into the next patch cycle. This will happen every around 4 months, as it does take us a while to get this information together, and you can expect the next show then. So thank you again for hanging out today. Thank you, and we'll see you another time. Good night. If you like that, there's more right here. Thank you to my patrons, with a special shout out to City Spacer, Kinara, and M. Rawlings. May the light be your guide.